I want to give this mention right here. Star Wars Theory had Rolling Stone going after him.
Yeah.
So this is all based on the
and NBC.
NBC as well.
Don't care. Still don't care. I don't care.
They ran like the same type. I think he commented under there, saying like Rolling Stone and NBC together. Like I think they kind of basically they said the same thing about this whole Star Wars is for everybody, and they're making theories seem to be like Star Wars is just for boys.
Well, look,
and it wasn't even him that really said that.
Look, man, there ain't nothing that's for everybody. All right, so fuck off with that nonsense. There ain't nothing on the planet that's just for everybody. Because everybody's going to have different tastes. Everybody's going to have different focus. And if you end up trying to please everybody, you're not going to please anybody. All right? You please your core audience. Simple as that. Fuck off with that nonsense about Star Wars is for everybody. I look. I mean, for me, I famously talk about G&G. G&G, we're for everybody. We're not for blue-haired fuck up Landwells. Okay, we're not for you. All right, we're not for people with pronouns in their fucking bio. All right, we're just not. We're not for that type of fucking weirdo. But for everybody else, sure. If you're not a fucking far left-wing freak, then okay. You probably enjoy what we do here, but that's it, man. Like, ain't nothing. This Star Wars is for everybody. You know what Star Wars is for? It's for people that aren't fucking retarded. That's what it is, okay? Just like G&G. And that if Star Wars would advertise it as that, then they would get most of the people that are Disney Star Wars fans out. If Star Wars for people that aren't retarded, that should be the new tagline.
Write that down. Write that
down. But in reality, Star Wars is a predominantly boy brand. It's always been that way, and nothing's going to change it. Frank Gore has said, many times that Disney turning Star Wars into a girls brand will be one of the costliest decisions in history. He goes viral every time he tweets that.
Yeah, every time.
And he's right every time. So Star Wars Theory, again, what's funny is he had a woman on his show. He had a woman on his show, and the woman said something that the woke weirdos can't stand. That's what's so funny about this. It's a woman that said it. I don't know if I can find that clip because Theory, I don't know if he tweets like a 12-year-old girl or not. Is there any way you can find that right now? And by the way, him having Ryan Kennel on his channel consistently is the funniest shit ever. I was telling Ryan the other day, yeah, here it is right here. I got it. I found it. Now, chat, I want you to calm down a little bit when you see what you're going to see. Okay. Very attractive lady. Okay. I don't want any disrespectful comments. We don't objectify women here. We respect women. They are beautiful creatures. They are wonderful people. We do not objectify women here. We are good people here. Respect women, my lady.
You trust me? I do.
One of the Star Wars movies, and she says it's about time that a woman come in and shape the Star Wars
You better get the
movies and galaxy. And it's causing a huge uproar on the internet. So many people are saying this is ridiculous. We've had women in Star Wars galaxy before. And other people are saying, well, people's egos that are having a problem with this are very fragile and their masculinity is fragile. Yeah. What's your overall consensus when a female director wants to come in and reshape something and say, it's plant that flag that, hey, I'm a woman and, hear me roar. Here is my way of making this sort of franchise, which is already established. Now something that's feminine dominant or female dominant, whatever it might be, instead of just a good story.
Yeah, I think what happens particularly in Western cultures where women have it so easy, but they pretend they're not. What happens with women who generally have it quite easy, they enjoy victimhood because that's the only way that they can feel part of other people's struggle. What makes human beings feel alive is when they're a bit struggling, when they're going through something, where they've gone through a bit of trauma, they've gone through something, it makes them feel alive. What's happened with women in the Western world particularly is because there is no real oppression, but they want to be a victim so bad because victimhood is just a way of kind of shortcutting sympathy. Everyone it's just shortcut entitlement. You get what you want without having to earn it because you just happen to be a victim. So what happens is they want to start finding places where they can be a victim and then transform it so that they can become a hero. So what they'll do is say, oh, we need more women in this particular sport. Nobody watches them. Nobody wants women in there, but they'll just say, stamp their authority so they can be a local hero. Then we need more women in Star Wars. No, we don't. No one. Women don't even watch Star Wars. They don't even care about it. It's a nice little thing. Let them have it. But they want to be like, oh, there's such a deprivation. We got to be in it so they can be a mini hero. When you don't have anything outside of your gender as a way of being proud of yourself, you use your gender as a shortcut for entitlement and heroic stances. So I would just say, unfortunately, it is the norm in Western culture is to kind of over-identify with your gender and then over-identify with victimhood. It's a way of getting a shortcut to being a hero. And as a result, it's just there to design. And also what it does is keeps the power in the hands of the women. And whenever you redirect power entirely to women, just like if it was entirely to men, it creates an unhealthy society. If the power is totally in men's hands, it would be unhealthy. If it's totally in women's hands, it's also unhealthy. But what we're doing is, I remember like in an environment, I did a talk and it was a mainly Gen Z, a very young generation. I couldn't believe how feminine the men were. Everybody looked androgynous.
This shit. Holy shit, man. By the way, I appreciate the chat being respectful.
Bombs.
Because I thank you all, chat being best chat on the internet, very respectful, no inappropriate comments, nothing like that.
All women are queens.
I appreciate that, but let's finish this. Let's finish real quick.
Couldn't believe, and I just you would just take the normal 18-year-old boy, would have been considered as a really feminine man years and years ago. They would have seen him as like super feminine, or they would have just assumed he's a homosexual. In this day and age, that's just how the men are come. So they've lost the masculinity. Yeah, and so what's happening is the culture is creating the very men women will not desire in the future. By doing this, you're going to create a bunch of men that you will no longer be sexually attracted to, and as a result, you'll be more miserable in the long run.
Well, Sadio, thank you for your time.
Holy shit, dude! It's like she watches all of our videos.
Yeah.
If she breathes, she's a thought.
So
Well,
that's
common sense, you know.
Yeah.
It's common sense.
Yeah, so that's what led to this right here.
Sorry.
That's all right. That's what led to this right here. His guest said women don't like Star Wars, and he agreed.
No.
It sparked popular streamer Star Wars theories, brought back a familiar, if unwelcome, internet discourse. So,
Good Lord.
Theory responded right there. And I listen, as I've said, I think that it's important we carry ourselves in a certain manner when we're having, like when we're replying to things like this. So I responded, and this is my response. Again, we want to respect people. Okay. So you want to be taken seriously. This is my response to them.
You're a cunt.
Hey, man. Nothing but professionalism and respectability here. I will say this though. I do think that I honestly think we're coming to the age of these Twitter weirdos. I think it's just they're losing their power. And when they hear something like that and they scream so loud and all that stuff, and it's like, you know, there was a time where I guess they got hashtags trending enough that they could cancel people or but it's like we're seeing more and more of that, like when they get all upset, that more and more people are just laughing at them. And they don't even know like how to handle that, you know? It's like we talked about it last week, the Gina in Vancouver, where they're like, we got a petition, we got the hashtag, we got the people, we're gonna get her kicked off the show. And Vancouver's like, we're gonna give her another day.
Yes.
Not even batting an eye, you know, like whatever. Those people can scream on Twitter, on TikTok, all they want. They could scream all they want because we don't listen to them anymore. And it just seems like we're coming to this, you know, this era of like, you know, we just laugh at them. You know, like, but we like, you know, Jeremy started the trend to point and laugh at these people, right? Years ago when it wasn't popular. Now it's just like, holy crap, what are they saying now? This is hilarious, you know, and more people, you know, that are coming around. It's just like, who are you guys? Like what? Like Robert Meyer Burnett, like right now, he tweeted a Gary video, and he was just like, in love or hate Gary, but his videos are fantastic, and his comment section are filled with people that are just like, he's a racist and a misogynist. Like, how dare you post this video? And then Robert Meyer Burnett, like, he's like, okay, show me your evidence, show me your proof. And they block him immediately. Like, that's it. They come in, they scream, and then when you come at them, he's coming at them calmly, like, all right, I hear you. Like, show me your evidence, please. I'd like to see that. And they end up blocking Robert Meyer Burnett. And then they talk about you behind your back. It's like, you guys we're laughing at you now because you have no argument. You just think by calling people names, you can get your way. And it just doesn't work anymore. Like, people aren't afraid of you anymore. And it's just, it's a joke. So, you know, and like, I'm watching that play out with Robert, and it's funny. And then freaking Chris Gore puts, like you said, he put that in. Freaking Peter Soretta goes after him saying, you need to stop acting like this, Chris. Like, I did I did a 1 hour live stream on that exchange because it was glorious. And Chris just freaking, he destroyed Peter Soretta. Then he destroyed Pete from Around the Galaxy Pod. He destroyed these people, you know. And the fact that dude, I don't know if you saw that post. He goes, I understand why I saw Chris Gore sitting alone at a bar ordering a drink, because he's a misogynist piece of crap. Like, what? So we started this whole trend, like, I once saw Chris Gore all alone in the bathroom. He's not welcome in this fandom. And like, people started like putting that under the post, and it's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
And then you saw what Chris posted. He goes, I needed a break. And he posted him with like all these women.
Yeah, I got it right here.
It's like, what the freak? Like, how do you make a statement on Twitter? It's like, I once saw him alone at a bar. He's not welcome in this fandom. Yeah. Then he's like, yeah, I was busy with so many friends that weekend. It was crazy, man. Like, these people are like, they've lost their power. It's like they still act like, if you don't believe what I say and do what I do, then you're the problem. And now everybody laughs at them when they try to do that.
Yep.
So, and you know, it's hilarious now. These people are hilarious because I'm glad to see the shift. You know, it's not a full shift. It's not finished yet. But I mean, we look at it like, as soon as you say Rolling Stone wrote an article, we just laugh, because that's just what they do. You know what I mean? It's like, that's just what they do. They write pointless, stupid stuff. The Rolling Stone used to have significance years ago, but but like, they've become a joke. And it wouldn't be surprising, like, down the line, that they're like, Rolling Stone has to lay off so many people. We see this time and time and time again, you know, when these people try to do that stuff.
Talked about this a million times on CobraCast, but the purchase of Twitter by Elon Musk is a game changer in terms of all the discussions and how that has shifted. You know what I mean? It's all shifted. Like, like with everything on Twitter. And it's been huge. It's been huge.
Oh, won't you roll those